I'm still in the drawing and recording mood, so I'm gonna do the 3 marker challenge again, and this time I'm just gonna use the 3 markers. No black line or anything, just the 3 markers, because that sounds fun. Let me see what reference photo I want to work from today. Ooh, I'm gonna draw, let's see, person of interest. Who we got in person of interest? Here we go. You silver fox. This is mostly all about drawing practice for me, if you haven't noticed. I still have trouble making people's eyes the right size or look like they're sitting inside of their head and their noses are all funny. Let's see, what's a good photo? Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. I'm just gonna pick 3 colors. Oh no. Okay. Well. Alright. Probably gonna have to use the True Blue as the liner color. I've got saffron and my good friend Periwinkle again. Periwinkle? I don't know. Let's see. I already got Periwinkle out from doing that last drawing challenge. It wasn't really a challenge, you know, but what else? True Blue right here and saffron number 68. The reference photo that I'm using is when the character is just, you know, just chilling on the phone. So let's see, should I use the light color in order to, yeah, I'm gonna use the light color to sketch it out first. Probably should put down some paper so I won't ruin. Oh, this is just a sketchbook, and it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I run the next page, I'll just draw over it with something, somehow, some point in time. Alright. Hopefully that's in focus. I can never tell. Like I said, my eyesight is pretty bad. I didn't lay it out with a pencil or anything. Sometimes I just really like to draw just by looking at it and then gauging the distance between each object without doing the sketchy mark work that a pencil would allow me. That's why sometimes I like to draw with an ink pen, but this time I just went straight in with the marker. I think it's a good practice to get into every once in a while, just to work on a different aspect of your drawing skills. The first time I drew it, I ended up making the hand too thin, so I later went in, like this is the periwinkle, whatever. I later went in with the True Blue. Here I am going over the lines with the True Blue, just to make them darker, stand out more for when I get ready to do the color work. And I ended up making the wrist thicker because I had made it too thin, and he looked a little Grim Reaper-y. I also thickened up the forefinger and the pinky, and see how there's about 1/4 of an inch new bit of wrist there. I also made his head a little bit bigger because it looked a little too flat and squarish. Now I'm going with the Periwinkle Blue to add shadow. And in order to build it up, like most people do when they're using alcohol markers, I just built the color up by layering it on top of each other, sometimes while it was still wet. But in order to make it darker, I had to wait until it dried at some points, especially when I wanted to do darkening around the eye. He had a few wrinkles in his forehead, so I tried to accomplish that. I really like working with marker rather than with paint, just because, I don't know, it's just something so familiar to me from always being a kid and, you know, working with marker or crayon to color in the line rather than using paint or watercolor, which is paint, so, you know, whatever. See how I got quite a range of values just by layering up the periwinkle marker. Periwinkle. I tried to keep a constant source of light. Then I went in with the saffron in order to do pinstripes on the shirt he wore underneath his jacket. And then I went over it with the periwinkle blue in order to give it some shading. I'm using the true blue in order to color in his jacket, and I did the same technique I used on his face for the shadowing, where I just layered it up. In some spots I also used the periwinkle color in conjunction with the true blue. Try to, you know, soften it up and make it look like there's light cast on that part of the jacket. Don't know if I succeeded, but I think it looks better than if I tried to just use the true blue by itself. I gave him a speech bubble and then I could figure out what I wanted to say in it. Then I just splotched on some of the saffron and then line worked his hair and cross hatched for the back of the phone so it wouldn't merge too much with the shading I did on his face. Just adding in the words there. And there we have it, my most recent 3-marker challenge with just the 3 markers, no black liner, no going over it with the white gel pen or anything. Yep. Bye-bye.